It's now in order to consider Amendment Number 9, printed in the House Report 113-41. For what purpose does the gentleman from California seek recognition?
I have an amendment to the desk, Mr. Chairman, made in order under the rule.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment Number 9, printed in House Report Number 113-41, offered by Mr. LaMalfa of California.
Pursuant to House Resolution 164, the gentleman from California, Mr. LaMalfa, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from California.
I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized.
I appreciate the opportunity today to rise today and speak in favor of my amendment to the Cyber Intelligence Sharing and Protection Act. This is an example of the process working. A lot of folks have expressed concerns about the measure here, not only on the cyber intelligence side, but as well as the privacy and personal security side. I think this amendment and many others that we have seen today and will see are addressing that issue so we get the right balance between cybersecurity as well as individual liberties and freedoms, Fourth Amendment concerns. So the threat we face today in the cyber realm is nothing short of a serious threat to our national security. Nation-states like China and Russia are targeting the American government and the American private sector alike for cyber espionage, and not potentially for cyber attack. Chinese espionage targeting the American private sector to steal core research and development information at the very heart of American innovation's jobs represents an unprecedented threat to our very way of life. While strongly supporting this legislation, I am pleased to have worked with Chairman Rogers and Ranking Member Ruppersberger to further clarify that nothing in this legislation should be construed to be a surveillance program directed at American citizens. The amendment is very concise, yet extremely important. Titled "The Limitation on Surveillance," it simply reads as follows. Nothing in this section shall be construed to authorize the Department of Defense or the National Security Agency or any other element of the intelligence community to target a United States person for surveillance. As we act to protect the United States from cyber attack by foreign countries and terrorist groups, we must ensure that our constitutional rights and privacy are maintained. The term United States person includes U.S. citizens and legal residents or legal visitors to this country, limiting the surveillance powers of this bill to foreign nationals and those entering the nation illegally. The amendment helps to strike the balance this measure strives for, granting our government the means to defend the nation while, importantly, preventing any inappropriate use of these powers. And I am pleased to support this legislation that creates no new regulatory regime and does not create additional federal bureaucracy or require significant additional spending. I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves. For what purpose does the gentleman from Maryland seek recognition?
I rise in opposition, even though I'm not opposed to the amendment.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Yes. While we never believed that any surveillance of Americans were permitted under our bill, we are taking any and all precautions to make it entirely clear that no element of the intelligence community, which of course includes the Department of Defense and the National Security Agency, is authorized to target any United States persons for surveillance. The Chairman's amendment solidifies the privacy and civil liberties protections that we always have intended to have as a part of the bill. No American activities or communications will be targeted, period. We cannot have security without privacy. Therefore, I urge a yes vote on this amendment, and I reserve my time.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from California is recognized.
It's my pleasure to now yield 1 minute to the chairman of the Intel Committee, the gentleman from Michigan, Mr. Rogers.
The gentleman from Michigan is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I support this amendment, which makes very, very clear that nothing in this bill authorizes the government to target an American citizen for surveillance. It's incredibly important. Though the underlying bill would not allow the surveillance of an American citizen under CISPA, I will support this amendment as a further clarification that settles some members' concerns and ensures the scope of the bill stays as narrow as we intended it to be. The amendment is an important myth buster about the intentions of CISPA, and I commend Mr. LaMalfa for his leadership on this issue and urge strong support for the LaMalfa amendment.
And would yield back my time.